Welcome everybody, good morning first of all. Thank you to all those who are watching this video here again. Mela, basically my name is Mateusz Grasso, I'm from A New Better Life and we specialize in fat loss and toning. So we help our members to reach their own personal goals. It can be health, but primarily, typically, it's looks, it's the clothes, it's the way you feel about yourself, it's your own self-esteem, your self-confidence, it's to beat those aches and pains, and all that stuff related to health and fitness. That was just a brief about us and what we do. Over here at A New Better Life, what we also do is we bring special guests like Miss Robin Pratt. Is it right, Pratt?
Yes.
Robin Pratt is a coach. She's a lifestyle coach. She especially helps people with their mindset, and she basically can deal both on personal levels, executive levels, and anything that can help anyone and anything to succeed when it comes to this mindset.
Yes.
So I welcome you,
Thank you.
and I leave it all to you. Thank you so very much.
So, thank you, Mateusz, and good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure.
I've definitely got some nerves. I always have a few nerves when I'm talking to people, but someone once told me that having adrenaline is good. So, why are we here? What I'd like to really share with you this morning is, per the introduction that Mateusz gave to this morning's presentation. Many times, and I'm sure Mateusz, you hear this often, I know what I need to do, and what do you say? Why aren't you doing it?
Exactly.
And I say, I don't know. And often you talk to your children with regards to what they might be doing. Sebastian, my 15-year-old, Sebastian, you know you shouldn't do that. I know, Mum. Why are you doing it? And what I wanted to talk to you this morning is about how important our mindset is to achieving any result in your life. And just let me tell you a little bit of my story, which sort of provoked me to getting into serving others and to helping people to achieve their dreams, because we all can achieve whatever it is we want to achieve, but there's something that is there stopping us all. So I'm almost 60 years old. 20 years ago, we had moved to Belgium, myself and my family. I was 40, so in Australia, where I'm from, hospitality is my business, is my career. I've been in it for 40 plus years. And we had moved to Belgium with my then 2 sons and husband. And I had to have an operation, which at that time it wasn't going to be such a difficult one. This is the first, we'd only been in Belgium for about 6 months, so we didn't know that many people. And the operation was to do with my sinuses. And it turned out that it was a longer operation than normal. And when I got back to the hospital room, I did not remember anything. I didn't know my husband, my sister had flown over from Australia, my 2 sons, I had lost my memory. And what they call this is, basically I had global amnesia. So at 40 years old, I was a blank page. So everything that I learned up until then, I didn't know. And obviously, people say, like, this must have been so scary. But it was more scary actually for my family, my sons who looked at me and I didn't remember them, my husband, and my family, the people around me. So it'll be like Mateusz and I meeting today and shaking hands, giving each other a kiss, and tomorrow I look at him with a very blank face, not knowing. So people really felt, there was different ways that people felt in dealing with me. And I realize now that that was some paradigms that they had. We're going to talk what paradigms mean. So I had an established career, I had done a lot of things, and all of a sudden I was a blank page. I traveled a lot. I was learning life from a very fresh perspective. My husband would take me to the airport. Now this is a very important document, teaching me like a child again. Now, I'm very fortunate that I have a husband who the glass half full. That he's very athletic. He's just done the grid with our oldest son. He's 57. He's done the Gozo trail ride. He's walking up Mount Kilimanjaro this weekend, next week, to raise money for the Malta Peace Lab and Father Mintoff. He really gives life its fullest. And what he said to me when the doctor said, look, you may get your memory back, you may not. Because it's amazing. What happened was that my brain went into anaphylactic shock with a reaction to the chemical in the anesthetic. And they said that sometimes this chemical will leave your body and everything will go back to normal, but it may not. So we were faced with the fact that I may not get my memory back. Now, many people would have said, look, really, looked at this as a tough situation, but Brian said, no, let's create new memories. Let's take the opportunity to create new memories. Now, all my life, I had been wanting to write a book, and I told myself, you can't write a book. Who are you, Robin Pratt, to write a book? When I had nothing there in my mind telling me what I shouldn't do, I found myself wanting to write, and I just sat there and kept writing. And this book was published based on the fact, and this is what I'm going to talk to you about this morning, because I've been fortunate enough to experience how strong our mind is in holding us back to achieve our dreams. When I had nothing there in my subconscious that had been, telling me, based on my upbringing, based on things I'd heard as a child, based on lots of things, you can do this, Robin, and I did it. So this little book, which I wrote to build a lifetime, is evidence that I would like to produce to you first before I present what I'm going to talk to you about, that if you really get engaged and make a decision to do something, and I think, Matthias, you've seen this, you might like to talk about it as well, the sky's the limit. I mean, these stars on here are evidence that once you truly get engaged in your goal, whatever that may be, wellness, business, family, whatever it is, if you're truly engaged and want to do it, you can do it. So let me just explain to you our mind. So can anybody describe your mind to me? Or a mind? What does a mind look like? Pardon? A maze? A maze, yes.
Amazing maze.
Amazing maze.
This week I have just read an autobiography of a neurosurgeon who operated on the brain. So this comes freshly. Just Thursday I finished it.
Yes.
And when you read this type of autobiographies, you never look at the professional health care with the same prospect.
Yes, it was my same. Yes.
Yes, it's true. It's true how much responsibility for just 1 millimeter. And I have just now a clear picture in my mind which parts corresponds to language, numbers, because they did it so
Very
good.
powerful.
Yes.
So Professor, his name is Huang, in around the 1930s, did a lot of scientific research on the mind. And he came up with a very simple diagram, I think it is, to help you understand and help me explain what the mind is all about. So here's our little body. And if we look at that, and why I did the head in so big is because this is what controls our results. I know Matthias is giving us and I joined this morning, so I'm really looking forward to it. He's giving us a lot of activities and information, but what we do with that is up to us, because unfortunately he doesn't have a magic wand. If he did, he'd be a squillionaire that, hey presto, you're going to lose weight, you're going to tone up. And this is because we each have this very powerful mind. And then we have our body, which gives us the results, which basically we take action. Now, have you all heard of the term the five senses? Hear, see, taste, touch, and smell. Our conscious mind is what basically helps us, we make our decisions through how we feel these various touches that are coming in, these senses that are coming in. Okay, this morning I was feeling a bit sore in my back, so I took it easy a little bit. I made a sort of a conscious decision, a quick decision. But we might smell something. Stacey has these amazing things called mind melts, and she uses a lot of different oils. We might smell something that triggers something in our conscious mind to make us want to eat, or make us want to sleep, or make us feel romantic. This is this conscious mind, which actually we take decisions instantaneously based on this conscious mind. Actually, it's our subconscious that controls billions of cells in our body, and what actually rules our true results. Now, another word for subconscious is basically our habits. The things that we do based on how we've been programmed. And there's no right or wrong. It's just that we all, I come from Australia. I come from a cattle property with a Germanic father, and my childhood was about if you want to succeed, you work hard. You work long hours. You work every day. You work hard, hard, hard to achieve success. Is it true? Not necessarily. But if I say it's true, if I say it, it's true. Did you get that? If I say it, it's the truth. Because our thoughts dictate our results. You can never, ever outperform your thoughts until you start to change these habits. You will never outperform your thoughts. Matthias, do you want to say anything on that?
Totally, and basically it's just about patterns. So if I wake up in the morning and I know I should exercise, at first it will be very hard. I do it once, twice, 3 times, it will still be hard, but my body, my mind, correct me if I'm correct, will be on autopilot. I'm used to doing this, so I will be doing that. On a lighter note, Robert, for example, there are those who tell me, listen, first thing in the morning, all I need to do is take a coffee and a cigarette. I don't know how people live without a coffee and a cigarette in the morning. How do they manage how to do it? It's because they are used to doing it so often.
They're programmed.
That now it's
Exactly. And this is where, if you really want to, what I say, close the knowing and the doing gap, you need to think about and even write down these beliefs and habits that you think you have, which are not performing for you, and start to really think about how you can change them. And changing a habit, which is built up over many, many years, comes about through repetition, as Matthias was said. Even though you don't feel like getting up out of bed and doing an exercise routine, if you do that, you're starting to fight with the subconscious. And another word that we use for this is paradigm. A paradigm is basically about a multitude of habits that basically dictates our results. And until you change those paradigms and thoughts, you're not going to change your results. This little boy here, I have 3 sons. As parents, we have a big responsibility, and we're shaping their thoughts for the future. We're shaping the way they think. And this is what has happened with us, in that I'll tell you another little thing. You know, I have, even though it may not come out to you, but I know a paradigm about self-image. And this is a reason, there's things that have happened in my life, maybe losing my memory, that I think to myself, and I know it's my paradigm speaking, Robin, you know what to do to lose weight and to tone up. And the paradigm is saying, who are you to be thinking that you can be toned and looking great at 60? No, that doesn't matter. It's this paradigm. Think of it as another little person. So you need to say, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you it's like internal thoughts. But then that is through these habits, you start to sort of tell this paradigm, no, I'm doing this. And the paradigm then changes to the habit. It is like this little thought process in your mind. But I want to really, it's so important that you consider your thoughts when you're going in and setting a goal. Because just writing down a goal and coming to exercise is not going to achieve the results that you want. I know from experience, so I can tell you that. It's about really changing your lifestyle to reflect the body, the mind, the feeling of energy that you want.
If I may add something to that, Robin, please. So basically, I'm all about taking action. I believe that once you take action, you will get the results. So my action steps for you, regards to what Robin is saying, will be basically this. Number one, write down. Don't just think about what are the challenges, what are the things, what are the facts that you would love to change. On the other side of the page, write down what will happen, what will you feel, what will you look like once you achieve those changes. So you need to see it written down. Then it's a matter of, as Robin is saying, connecting both sides. And you connect both sides through action. And then the piece of the puzzle is what action to take. On my end, I know that if I have issues with self-confidence, self-image, aches, pains, I'm not at the body weight I would love to be, I know that the action would be a repetition of exercise done day after day, week after week, year after year. That will connect the lines. In your case, you need experts, for example, like Robin in this case, where if we are facing mindset issues, having difficulty actually even thinking about stuff that we should be doing also to get from point A to point B, it can be anything.
Yeah.
That is where I think we come into action.
And just think about, achieving success is doing the things that failures don't like to do. Because this is what really achieves and makes a difference for you. Doing the things that a failure wouldn't like to do. And this is what I've started to think about. If I'm feeling somehow, there's always an opposite way to feel. So think about the opposite way. So what would failure not like to do? Get up, take action. It's all about taking action. Is there any questions? Because I want this to be of value to you. So do you have any thoughts? Or yes.
As you're talking, of course, I'm thinking about myself. My biggest problem is pain and the pleasure. So my subconscious mind is saying, yes, I need to go work out, but my other side is saying, oh no, that's painful. I'm going to wake up in pain tomorrow. So that's where I get to be pulled back a little bit to move forward, to do what I need to do.
And that's why sometimes, as Matteo said, writing down, visualizing what is it that you want to achieve. And what I'd say is that you haven't truly engaged in the decision to be a healthier you. Because your paradigm is beating it. So once you really achieve this goal that you're really excited about, that's when you really start to see some incredible, because people really want to do it.
The idea of it all, Robin, if I may add to that, is that, as Edward might testify, even though we know and we think that we will experience pain, we also know that when we are taking action, so for example, I'm like, listen, I'm not sure if I should go exercise today because tomorrow I do not want to wake up sore. As soon as I take action, apart from feeling that fulfillment, during the action itself, during the exercise, this feel-good factor, this adrenaline, these endorphins, this feel-good factor, this energy makes you addicted to it. You want to do it again, even though the mind is like, yeah, but tomorrow I will take, but I will wake up sore if I do it too much. And then again, if you wake up sore and you take action by, for example, walking, by, for example, having recovery drinks, yet again, taking action will also reduce that same pain that you are feeling. So it's always about action.
It's all about just taking action against those thoughts in your mind. And honestly, since I've taken on this mindset coaching with Bob Proctor, and I feel like I'm growing through what I'm learning, and I've helped people, and I see the results of them. It's inspiring me. So I think, oh no, I'm not going to study this morning. Then I think of people that I've seen with change, and I think, no, I'm going to do this because the opportunities to grow are something that I really want to achieve. So what I leave you with this morning is, honestly, think about the mindset that you are going into achieving your wellness goals with. And think about really what is that goal I really want to achieve. And don't let this little person inside your head say, no, I'll just have that piece of chocolate cake because I'll do more tomorrow. And because that's that paradigm saying, oh, you don't want to diet, you want to eat these foods that you've been eating all your life, you love them. But no, that little piece of chocolate cake that you don't eat is going to help you towards your goals, and you're going to feel better when you actually say no. Because if you allow this subconscious to control you, you're not going to get the results through the taking of action. So that's when you too get frustrated, isn't it? I know myself, you exercise. Why is nothing changing? It's because I'm doing things that are self-limiting beliefs, and this is what you really need to focus on. So just some key takeaways. Everyone has the same opportunities and potential to do whatever you want. We all have this amazing organ inside of us called the brain or the mind. We all have a mind. But what we allow to limit us is these self-limiting beliefs. And if you can become aware of the beliefs that you are taking, the opportunity is endless. And sorry if I use Stacey as an example. She's just gone away. She didn't know whether she should do it, but she made the decision. She did it, and she feels great because of it. Once you truly make a decision to do something, truly, and get engaged and excited by it, this is when some true results are going to happen. So I really urge you to make that really big decision and feel excited about it, and the results will take care of themselves. So, is there any other questions?
Just for final thought,
Yes.
based on what you're saying, what I find even in the results most of the members get from it is the best results are achieved by those people who are the most excited. So when I meet with people, I'm like, first we discuss the pains, the fears, the aches, whatever they would love to change, that they're fed up of. When we talk about the goals, I ask them, listen, achieving that goal, how would that feel? Okay. Is it just okay? So if it's just okay, is it worth the wait? No, I would feel very positive. Oh, okay, tell me, what do you mean by positive? I would feel really good. I would put in my sexy clothes. I would look great near the beach. I would be a role model for my kids. Because the more excited we are, the deeper we go, the more specific, just like a GPS. For example, I love to use this example as well. If I tell my GPS, take me to Melliha, it can take me to the church, it can take me to that particular restaurant. But if I tell the GPS, take me to Adira in Melliha, it will land me on the beach. Because I'm specific about my goal and I'm excited about reaching that goal as well. So, this is what I urge you to do. Apart from creating your own goals, why do you want those goals? How will you feel? Because everything we do, it's all about the motion. None of us love to lift iron. The act of lifting iron in itself gives you nothing. But that adrenaline, those endorphins, that energy, that positive self-image, that vibe, that good night's sleep, waking up great in the morning, and all that stuff is what you come here for. Know it? Or you don't know it.
And really, you can do anything. This is a real evidence, as I said, and I felt so excited when I had done it, and not really knowing how I did it, but it was because I had nothing inside telling me I couldn't do it. So really, it's exciting what your possibilities are. Even writing down every daily goal really helps, or visualizing, drawing a picture. It doesn't have to be for everyone to have a look at it, but if you engage with that feeling, with that emotion, with that excitement, the results will be totally different, really, believe me. So,
See it over and over again.
Edward?
I do have a question. I am 54 years old, I'm from Paris. But I'm thinking to myself now, I have
work out and feel great. And I know it sounds a bit strange, but it truly is about, you've read this autobiography of the brain. It's such a powerful thing. If we can start to change the thoughts, because if you tell yourself that you're not a success, it's the truth.
These are what I love to call labels.
Yes.
So it is proven that if, for example, I look in the mirror and I say I am fat, my body will act in a way, my mind will act in a way, my subconscious will act in a way, it tells me, listen, this is what fat people do. So you don't move, you overeat, you all that stuff. It triggers the sort of path which the fat people take. On the flip side, if I'm like, I look in the mirror, this is my first day of being fit. This is day one. Just as if you came in for the first day of your secondary school. You are a secondary student, just like that student who is about to leave Form 5. You are both secondary students. You might be a beginner, a secondary student beginner. You're not yet an advanced, like the Form 5 guy is. Just like your fitness. You might still look in the mirror and say, I'm far from being Brad Pitt, but it's my first day, or my first week, or my first month of being fit. If you call yourself fit, if you give yourself that label, your mind will have to take action, just like the
To
physical.
achieve it. And that's the thing. You've got to visualize yourself and you've got to tell the thoughts that you feed, just like the food that we feed ourselves, the vitamins we give ourselves. The thoughts are so powerful. And that's what many times people think we forget about is these mind vitamins that we put inside our brains, our heads, are incredibly powerful. So change the thoughts that are producing the results, and honestly, I can tell you that it's true. Our thoughts dictate our results. So with that,
So I will stop the recording right now, so if you have any very silly questions, and thank you all for coming out. Robin will be more than happy to answer a few questions and also guide you as to how she can coach you, your friends, your colleagues, anyone who might need her assistance.